And I'll share this because maybe someone's watching this, that wants to become a content creator, but they feel like they're not really getting traction.
Yep.
I feel like that's a lot of people out there. Like they can't really like get started and really get that growth. There was a point where I was like scrolling Twitter, and you might have heard of the creator Corrupt.
Yep. With a K?
So yeah. So he's the guy who makes the breakdown videos with the smooth text and the smooth like one-liners, the quick scopes. And I had seen his content a lot. I was following him. I was following a lot of creators, but I didn't really I didn't have too much familiarity. But I followed him on Twitter, and he actually put out a tweet that was like, hey, if you're a small creator that wants advice and wants to get better, truly DM me. And so I'm seeing this like 6 a.m. on the way to work. I had just woken up, kind of rough, didn't really sleep the night before. That was the trend for like the whole month. I was making tons of videos. Like I was really trying, but I wasn't really gaining traction. And, I felt like my videos weren't really good. And I was like, let me message this guy, see what he says. He replied, pretty quickly. And I sent him one of my recent TikToks. And he ripped it to shreds. Or like he absolutely ripped it to shreds. And he's like, now if you're truly serious about this, like you're going to make these changes. And I'm like, I got you, man. I'll make the changes. You're totally right. He's like, you have to be honest with yourself, man. This is going to be tough to hear, but you're not doing enough right now. And so, and the thing is, in that moment, you can either just get discouraged and you can be like, oh man, like maybe I'm terrible and this isn't for me. Or you can say, I'm going to make the changes. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to put in even more work. And so luckily I've had really good mentors. Like my parents were always good about this, about just like taking feedback and criticism. And that's one of the biggest things of like really any career or like anything. If you can take that criticism and feedback, it's going to make you so much better. So in that moment, Corrupt did something super nice for me. I would send him for about 2 or 3 weeks. I was sending him a few TikToks and he was just ripping all of them to shreds for me. Like all of them. He was like, add a ding here, add an arrow, add better music. The music's too loud. The voice quality isn't good enough. Change your OBS settings. The game quality isn't good enough. So by the end of it, it had taken like a week for one TikTok, man. But it was one of the best TikToks I'd ever made.
Wow. And
I was sitting there like, yeah, this TikTok is so much better. And I sent it to TCAP. I was like, hey, TCAP, what do you think about this TikTok? And he replied, dude, I'm like, it's fine, but it feels like it's corrupt. It doesn't feel like it's anything unique.
Not your touch.
It just feels like it. Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, that's a good point. Like it literally like, it feels like a copy paste of Corrupt. And even to this day, I still get people commenting. I get a lot of comments where it'll be like, oh, you sound like Corrupt, or your videos look like T-Captain, or your videos look like Rabizi, who's another YouTube creator who does gas plays. Like, oh, you're like Cup of Joe when he first, like, I get a lot of comparisons, but I do feel like now I have a little more of like a unique style and like feel to the content. Whereas when I first started, like that was completely absent, and that's the part that like escaped me is I think people forget when you're a content creator, right? You are an artist. And so when you're making these videos and every video has a personal touch and personal meaning to you, if it doesn't, and you haven't found that style, then that's maybe why people aren't connecting with your content, because it doesn't feel like it's unique or your personality is really, shining forth in it. And so that's one thing for maybe new creators that I would say is remember that you're an artist and each piece of work has to get better. And it eventually will if you put in the work, but it doesn't happen overnight.